I think I'm up here now. I forgot to click on it, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy. Anyway, we live now for sure with video. Appreciate it. I'm never gonna forget to click on that again. Anyway, next up, on the eve of Memorial Day 2025, a group of bipartisan lawmakers gathered to clean up the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in DC. This annual tradition, now in its fourth year, is organized by the Four County Caucus, a group of veteran members of Congress committed to bridging political divides and honoring military service. I didn't know about this. This is pretty dope. Despite having worked through an all night legislative session, these representatives prioritize this act of service, emphasizing their dedication to honoring the 5,800 Americans who lost their lives in the Vietnam War. Representative Moulton highlighted the significance of this gesture, stating that participating in the cleaning is a way to pay tribute to fallen comrades and reflect on the sacrifices made. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial, often referred to as the Wall, stands as a poignant reminder of the cost of war and the valor of those who served. The lawmakers' involvement in its upkeep serves not only as a tribute to the past, but also as a call to unity and continued service among current and future generations. Yeah, that's dope. Um, I did a reflaying one year with Wounded Warrior Project, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then it was like a mini banquet. Also, I didn't know at Arlington National Cemetery there's like a separate building like dedicated to women, and that's where the banquet was. But yeah, I didn't know Arlington National Cemetery was that huge either. But yeah, if you haven't went to either the Wall or the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, which most people go to, or um, especially check out Arlington National Cemetery. A lot of cool stuff there, and a very prestigious place to be. Yeah, if you look at Google Maps, like just look at Arlington National Cemetery, it covers a lot of area, a lot of land, and especially to be in the DMV area where you have a lot of buildings, a lot of construction. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of open field, or I guess you could say, a property that's kept up. That hasn't been built on with any type of infrastructure, such as the only things you would have with that much space would be or land would be like a golf course around here. Anyway, next up. Over the past 3 years, the U.S. military has invested over $6 billion in recruitment and retention efforts to address enlistment shortfalls exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic's impact on traditional outreach methods. The Navy emerged as the largest spender, surpassing even the larger Army, particularly in 2023, to overcome a significant recruitment deficit. The Army, meanwhile, led to recruiting bonuses in 2022 and 2024 and benefited from initiatives like Future Soldier Prep Course aimed at helping marginal applicants meet entry requirements. Retention bonuses also surged, with the Navy awarding bonuses to approximately 70,000 sailors annually, more than double the Army's despite being a smaller branch. The Marine Corps, though spending less overall, saw increased reenlistment bonuses due to policy changes allowing early reenlistment. The Air Force ramped up bonuses in 2023 but reduced them the following year, while the Space Force does not offer enlistment bonuses. Bonuses have been strategically targeted toward hard to fill roles in cyber intelligence and combat specialties. Military officials credit structural reforms and financial incentives rather than political shifts for the improvements in recruitment and retention. These efforts have led to a rebound in recruitment numbers, with the Army expecting to meet its 2025 recruitment goal, marking a significant turnaround after years of struggles. The Army Secretary attributed past recruitment challenges to concerns about safety, family separation, career impacts, rather than cultural issues. I think this is amazing. Um, you know, I didn't know they spent that much, but I don't know how much they usually spend. So, but I could imagine how recruitment numbers have been down since COVID, or even through COVID, or because of COVID. Um, I think that's also really creative how the Marines did it. With they spent less, but they were creative in the ways that they would entice people to stay, or even you know join, to enlist. Especially like what was it? The bonuses due to policy changes allowing early reenlistment. Like, that's dope. Army, of course, they've been struggling for a while, but they got the most opportunity. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, shout out to Navy. Be humble. um, Next up, shoot, I wish they had those bonuses too. When I joined, they did give me like they gave me a 3-year contract in the Army instead of, like, the normal 4 to 6 or 8 years. So I guess that was my incentive. But and I also known I really known a lot of people that got bonuses, but yeah, I was never offered that. Um, let's see. Next up, the 2025 National Memorial Day concert held on Sunday, May 25th, on the West Lawn of the U.S. Capitol marked its 36th year as a poignant tribute to the service and sacrifice of the America's military personnel. Now, this annual event, broadcast live on PBS, brought together a diverse array of performers, military ensembles, and distinguished guests to honor those who have served and those who have given their lives in defense of the nation. So here's some event highlights. The concert was co-hosted by Emmy Award winner Gary Sensei and actor Issei Morales, who stepped in for longtime host John Mategna. Musical performances. The evening features stirring performances by Grammy Award winning gospel singer Yolanda Adams, opera soprano Angel Blue, country artist Scotty Hastings, and singer songwriter Lauren Allred. These artists were accompanied by the National Symphony Orchestra under the direction of conductor Jack Everly. Yeah, I didn't even know this was a thing, which is kind of crazy, living in the area. But when I started to do my research, which was after Memorial Day, of course, I was like, whoa, I actually would have tuned in if I knew about it. Um, yeah, it sounds like they had a lot of good stuff. Military ensembles, prestigious military groups, including U.S. Army Herald Trumpets, the U.S. Army Chorus, the U.S. Navy Band Sea Chanters, the U.S. Air Force Singing Sergeants, and the Soldiers Chorus of United States Army Field Band contributed to the event's solemn and patriotic atmosphere. Tributes and readings. The concert included dramatic readings and personal stories honoring Gold Star families, wounded warriors, and the 80th anniversary of the end of the World War II. Notable actors such as Blair Underwood, Mary McCormick, Gretchen Mol, and Robert Patrick participated in these segments, bringing to life the experiences of service members and their families. Yeah, I seen in the performances it was actors, and I was thinking like, what? Why would actors be performing? What's going on? Like, they acted something out, but they did the storytelling. Gotcha. Special recognitions. This year's concert also celebrated the 250th anniversaries of the U.S. Army, Navy, and Marine Corps, acknowledging their long-standing histories and contributions to national security. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know they were all at 250, a quarter of a thou. Wow. Let's go. In other news, the VA faces massive workforce cuts amid morale crisis. The VA is planning a 15% reduction in its workforce, potentially eliminating 8,300 jobs, while officials claim frontline healthcare roles will be spared. the lack of clear details has led to widespread fear among employees and veterans. Early retirements are increasing, and concerns are mounting that care and benefits for approximately 9 million veterans could suffer. A federal judge has temporarily halted the planned layoffs, but the administration has appealed. As you know, I work for the USDA, and um, with the deferred resignation, we lost about 15,000 employees, and I work in IT, and we lost probably half, um, or at least it felt like half in the DMV area alone. Not to mention the field offices, but yeah, I could definitely feel it. I definitely feel like way more of a workload than before. Uh, but no complaints here. And a lot of people, they felt like they got forced out. They got forced to take the DRP that were either in that retirement window or really close to it in that early retirement window. Um, so it's a lot going on with that. Actually, today the secretary was due to put out their reduction in force guidance. So I didn't see that yet. I might have to check my email again, but that's kind of what's going on government wise, especially with my agency. Proposed VA disability rating changes stir debate. Significant updates to the VA disability rating system are expected as early as summer or fall of 2025, particularly affecting mental health conditions, sleep apnea, and tinnitus. The proposed changes aim to make mental health evaluations more objective, potentially benefiting veterans with severe conditions. However, stricter criteria for sleep apnea and the elimination of standalone tinnitus ratings have raised concerns among veterans advocates. That's interesting to read. I'm gonna leave that there. Veterans Disability Reform Bill faces cost concerns. Advocates for a major disability reform plan, which could provide thousands of dollars annually to over 54,000 wounded veterans, believe they found a funding solution. However, lingering costs worries continue to cloud the bill's prospects. The White House's involvement has been pivotal, but the path forward remains uncertain. Here's some more Veterans Day tributes. Um, of course, communities across America commemorated Memorial Day with solemn ceremonies and tributes. One was in Nassau County, New York, held a patriotic parade and moments of silence to honor fallen U.S. troops. Houston National Cemetery hosted a ceremony featuring taps and reflections on the sacrifices of service members. I didn't know Houston had a national cemetery, so that'd be dope to check out next time I go. Was that Pigeon, um, Michigan conducted a service at Veterans Memorial Park, including a new flagpole dedication in memory of a local community leader. Awesome. Next, historic residence to become Veterans Museum and Center. Webb County, Texas is set to transform the historic Ferris residence in downtown Laredo into a veteran museum and service center. The $4.56 million project aims to highlight the military history of Laredo and Webb County through interactive exhibits and provide centralized resources for veterans seeking assistance. Construction is expected to be completed by May 2026. Okay, nice. That's pretty fast. Um, that's all I got for today, folks. I appreciate you all tuning in. As always, you said the cemetery may be outside of Houston, but they still call it Houston. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like my favorite part of that area is Katy. I like Katy, Texas. If I could, I would move out there, bro. I love it. I don't think I've ever been out in Texas during the summer, so I might change my mind if I do ever experience that. But for the most part, I love Texas. And I found out too about Texas. You're exempt from property taxes at 70% instead of 100%, like most states require. That's another great reason to be out there, bad boy. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm Ryan Rowley from Simple Benefits. Continue to tune in. I drop about roughly 2 episodes a week, plus live on Tuesdays, as just like today, News Tuesdays. Um, and I have a course also to teach veterans about how to navigate and take advantage of their VA disability benefits. So check that out on my website at simplevetbenefits.com. Make sure you tap in, y'all. That's all I have. Peace.